Hello and welcome to the channel. The new reality in the country in light of the hardship brought about by some of the new government's policies is such that every Nigerian is having to adjust their lifestyle to fit into the present situation of the country. In my area, for instance, night is usually very peaceful and quiet as the constant humming sound of generators has given way to tranquility. Most petrol stations are running at a loss as car owners resort to parking their cars at home and going about their businesses on commercial vehicles. Let's take a look at how Nigeria has affected Nigerians in this space. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Nigerians abandon cars, ACs, Ashwebi, others as fuel price hike bites harder. Nigerians have embraced several ingenious measures to survive the hard times resulting from the increase of fuel prices across the country. Some of the people spoke to Vanguard over the weekend, saying they no longer use cars but join commercial vehicles, while others trek distances to meet up with the hike. In some cases, people said they were not using air conditioners, generator sets in their homes, while uniform clothes for parties popularly known as Ashwebi have been abandoned. The liter of petrol jumped from 160 naira to 510 naira on May 29, 2023, after the announcement by President Bola Tinubu that the fuel subsidy was removed. This resulted in an increment in prices of goods and services in a nation already battling 22.77% inflation. But Nigerians were yet to recover when a liter of petrol again increased to 617 naira last Tuesday. Speaking about means of survival, Nigerians vented their frustrations and what they have embraced to survive. A politician and farmer in Ondo State, Zadok Akintoye, said, "To adjust, I am aware that some of my friends and associates have had to sell off one or more cars for low fuel consuming vehicles. Some pre-planned their movements. Citizens would look for cheaper options to meet their basic nutrient needs. The full impact of the policies you see now will become fully felt in about 1 year." My advice is for citizens to tame their expectations and prepare for the worst. Speaking in that regard, a civil servant, Mr. Jonah Bulus, whose office is located on Lagos Island, said, "Spending about 35,000 naira to fuel your car weekly is not sustainable. I reside in Ikorodu. When this whole madness started, I thought I could be managing half a tank, which is about 16,000 naira, but it wasn't possible. How much am I earning? I don't own the house I reside in. I have other bills, which have also skyrocketed. What I use now is public transportation. I use BRT buses. Some of my friends even use ferry, but I have a phobia of water transportation." Another Lagos resident, Mr. Eziashi Ifeanyi, said since he had no control over the usage of power in his household, he often turned off the entire electricity from the central switch anytime he felt his children were wasting power. He said, "For me, it is survival first. Since I don't want to have issues with my wife over how she uses electrical appliances at home, especially the air conditioner, I usually turn off the power switch from the central control system. When I do that, they would assume it is the usual power failure." Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) in Ogun State, Wale Olarewanju, said, "With the current economic hardship in the country, Nigerians should not go beyond their limits. This is not the time to be spending on luxury. We should do away with anything that is not that important to us at this crucial period. Things like ashwebi and other unnecessary things should be avoided." While buying food items, people should embrace bulk buying. The more you buy in bulk, the more you can bargain properly, and the cheaper the things you buy. As much as possible, one should avoid going into debt unless there is a clear capacity to repay it. If you must take loan, you have to use it on profitable ventures that will yield results. In Ibadan, or your state, an undergraduate at the University of Ibadan, Christiana Akande, said, "I have reduced the way I purchase food from food vendors. I now deliberately skip meals. I am spending more money to get less quantity and quality of food items. I buy more gari and rice because Indomie noodles is a luxury. Since my rent expired 2 months ago, I was forced to get a roommate to split the cost of the new apartment I just rented. Some employees have now resorted to spending weekdays in their offices while they go home to their families on weekends in a bid to reduce cost of transportation. Recounting the struggles witnessed since the removal of fuel subsidy, Chairman of the Social Democratic Party (SDP) in Ondo State, Stephen Adewale, said Nigerians are adopting cost-cutting strategies to stay afloat because times are extremely tough. First, I noticed that more people now walk a considerable distance to get to work or their places of business to save money. You would note that streets and highways are no longer busy in the morning and evening. I have noticed that many of my acquaintances now opt to leave their cars at home and take commercial transit instead. For instance, recently, I spent 80,000 naira refueling my car as I traveled from Hondo to Ilorin. In contrast, my friend who traveled from Akure to Ilorin for the same occasion left his car at home and chose public transport, which cost him only 20,000 naira. I have noticed that many employees now choose to spend the weekdays at work and return home on weekends. Businesses are also adjusting to the new reality. For example, my office had to lower the number of days workers will come to work to 3 days per week to cushion the effect of the fuel price increase on the staff. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Also, turn the notification bell on. Thank you. On his part, a public affairs analyst, Ayo Fadaka, said, "Life for Nigerians under the administration of President Bola Tinubu is hell. We simply jumped from the frying pan that Buhari's era represented directly into fire. I consider it stupid to make our pump price at par with what is obtainable in the US or UK. The joke that government wants to distribute 8,000 naira per household for 12 million Nigerians is another ploy to bleed our nation dry. Buhari may have done the same and got away with it. Entrenching the same by this administration will not only be criminal, but also provocative. This is all as a result of the worsening effects of the removal of petrol subsidy, which has forced many Nigerians into devising means to survive amid the hard time. But will this all gradually fizzle away as time passes and the economic policies of Tinubu start to stabilize? Or are we in for a long 4 years? That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.